know what I didn't realise the high level of corruption in the Communist Party. I didn't realise about the bribery and the fact that if you become a millionaire, billionaire in China, they will want your money.
Yeah, there are amazing story about Moscow. When he fled China, he didn't take a penny out of China, so he had his own other ways to survive.
I don't know how. I'd like to know how he got to. I think he's got an incredible life story, and he probably can't tell us all how he did it. I want to know how he got out of China, how he bought. How he got the money out? How did he get the money into America?
Somebody,
can you tell me?
No, his money in China, the CCP took away. He didn't have any. And when he tried to escape China, some good friends, he still doesn't know who that was nowadays.
Right.
And somebody ran him and said, "You got to go." Then he knew.
He knew he had to go.
Yeah. Then he went on the flight, and then somebody helped. Secretly.
So he escaped. So it was a secret escape from China.
Yeah. Then he was in the air, and the CCP say, "Oh, you got to come back." And then he said, "Too late."
This is like an adventure story. I mean, you need to make a film of this. I know. I mean, I was listening to an interview with him last night when he was on his yacht, and he had his mobile phones, and he lost control of the yacht.
Yeah.
Because the phone was being interfered with. But I mean, it's like a spy. It's like 007. It's like a James Bond film.
Oh yeah. Live.
So I actually think so. Unfortunately, you know, the CCP are great at smearing people.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with the new federal state of China is because Miles is in prison, everyone now is saying, George, and I can see the other side of the story, but not everyone can. Right? I can see the other side of the story, and so you know who your friends are when you're in trouble.
Exactly.
Okay, so I don't even know Miles, but I'm your friend because I can see what's happening. And the same thing happened to me. You know, they tried to smear me in a much smaller way, obviously. But they went on Chinese social media. They made me out. They did all sorts of things to me on Chinese social media. So I understand, and I know they've done it with the Falun Gong and all these people, how they smear their enemies, right?
Yeah.
So when Justin Trudeau in Canada was asked what was his favourite government, he said the Chinese government. Let's hope for a fair trial. I mean, I'm going to be saying prayers for him, and I think if he's left out, he'll be a living legend. I mean, that's why I'm, you know, when you've got powerful enemies, and
we've got to fight stronger.
You know, so my fingers are crossed, and so I certainly give him my moral support, and I would play piano for Miles if he was released. I mean, I've got my prayers for him, and. You know, that since studying him, I've just become nothing but an admirer. I think he's to be admired.
Oh, thank you. That's great.
You know, and I think he's got a really, really interesting life story. I think it's worthy of a James Bond film.
Yeah, definitely.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this should be made into a film. I'd certainly love to meet him. And Miles, if you ever get my message, you have my support here. You don't know who I am, but I'm supporting you in London. Since my tiny little. What I did, you know, it was a tiny little incident I had with the CCP, but I understand what you're doing is like a million times bigger. But nevertheless, I kind of get the idea of what you're doing, and I've certainly learned a lot about CCP corruption. And stay strong. I support you, and you know, there's quite a few people who are finding out your story here in the UK.
Yeah.